sit back and relax. There's no need to move. There's no need to speak. There's no need for you to consciously listen, as your unconscious mind will listen for you. Now in a moment I'm going to ask you to take 3 deep breaths. And as you exhale the 3rd deep breath, just allow your eyes to close. Okay. Take the 1st deep breath and exhale. And now another deep breath. Exhaling that also. And now the 3rd deep breath. And as you exhale, just allow your eyes to close, allowing yourself to become more and more relaxed as you switch off the outside world, focusing more on your inner world. Any sounds around you or in the distance will just bring you deeper and deeper into this wonderful experience. Now I wonder how long it has been since you believed in magic. If it was way back when you were just a small child, or perhaps you still do believe in magic, just like me. I see it every day. It's all around. You only have to look. There's even magic in the way that you can be so quiet and still, looking as if you are sound asleep, and yet amazingly alert and aware behind those closed eyelids. And of course it's not the stillness and the quietness that is magical, nor is it the closed eyelids. It's that amazing awareness. Nobody can even begin to properly explain what that is, or how it works, even though we all know what it feels like. We all know how to send our thoughts to anywhere we want to, a part of our own body, perhaps the big toe, or the top of the head. Our thoughts don't have to stay where our body is, because in an instant, in a dazzling flash, you can be thinking about something that happened years ago, or perhaps something that hasn't even happened yet. And that's magical. How we can be in one place one moment in our thoughts, then thousands of miles away, and many years away in the very next split second. Our thoughts moving faster even than the speed of light, faster than time itself, as if time did not exist. And we can't even imagine something that nobody has ever experienced, just something that we can think of, like swimming in a silken sea of golden mist, or on a distant planet, where we are so light that we float in the atmosphere, just like a feather floating on the breeze. Or just imagine staring into a crystal until you find a whole universe there, a universe where there are other lives and other beings with their own magical thoughts. And it's a sort of magic that lets you hear your name whispered quietly in a room full of people with noise and music, just when you weren't even paying attention. And there's a magic that is part of your body too. The magic that lets you see or hear something that isn't there, or that lets you stay alive without even trying. Without even trying. Your body does so well. And the most brilliant scientist in the world cannot make even the most primitive form of life. And yet, two very ordinary people can create the most complex form of life that ever existed in this world, on this planet. And that happens millions of times a day, every day. And that is definitely a sort of magic. Every single cell in the human body carries that very same magic, and carries the message for the same magic to be repeated. It's almost like a magic spell, because each cell knows that it has to reproduce another cell that is exactly the same as itself. So a hair cell creates another hair cell, while a nail cell creates another nail cell, and a skin cell creates more skin. And all of this happens all the time, every split second of every day of your life, and has been happening for millions of years in every human being that ever existed. Everybody is fascinated by magic, which is why there are so many stories about magical beings. Men who can fly faster than a speeding bullet and see through brick walls. Creatures with wings and claws and fiery breath. Or perhaps with the head of an animal and the body of a man. Mythical ancient creatures who live in the silent depths of the sea, or on the slopes of a mountain in a remote corner of the world. And there's Merlin, with his magician's hat and his magical cape, with the stars and moon upon it, weaving spells and casting them around him, in a dazzling display of light and colour. All these things are magic, and yet, still the most magical thing in your unconscious mind, that deep part of your mind, deeper than the deepest ocean, even more magical than Merlin. That part of your mind can actually make the most amazing things happen for you, only if you want it to. All you have to do is tell it exactly what you want to happen, and that powerful unconscious mind of yours will work its magical spell, as long as you tell it what you want. Tell it what you want to happen, and not what you're afraid might happen instead. Once your unconscious mind knows what you want to happen, then it can set about making those things a reality. And we can help that along with another sort of magic called hypnosis. You cannot see it, you cannot touch it, and most of the time you certainly cannot feel it, and won't even know it's there. but it works just like magic. Now as you're so relaxed there, just allow your thoughts to drift. Nobody wanting anything, nobody expecting anything. Absolutely nothing whatsoever to do but to relax. Just imagine yourself relaxing in some pleasant place, idly just staring up at the sky. And you may notice a few wisps of clouds just floating and drifting on the breeze, gently changing shape as they do. And you can begin to realize that those clouds are just like parts of life, changing shape gradually, so that all things can change from one moment to the next, without you making any effort at all. Things just naturally happen all on their own. And somehow you find yourself reflecting upon a quite remarkable fact. The fact that what people sometimes call the miracle of birth and it's not really a miracle at all, but something that happens all over the place, all the time. Dogs, cats, pigs, rabbits, people, they're all the same. It happens by accident and sometimes by design. It happens when it should and when people sometimes think it shouldn't. And many people have discovered that it happens when you don't think about it, or perhaps sometimes when you dread that it might. And I wonder if you've ever thought that if you think about a thing happening, then it often happens. So that when people think that they don't want to get pregnant, all they are thinking of is that they might. They are imagining in their mind, and while they imagine in their mind, the unconscious mind obeys. So be sure to always think and want what it is you do want. Be sure to always imagine what it is you actually want to happen. Always think of the way you want things to be, rather than the way you fear they will be. So you begin to think about becoming pregnant, instead of fearing that you may not, because your body is perfectly prepared to conceive. Your body is programmed for that very purpose. And now we are programming your mind, preparing your mind, so that your mind and body together can create a powerful unity. And when you combine that with the love of your partner, that moment of love, for a moment or two, it is all you can think of, becoming pregnant, or not becoming pregnant will be far from your mind for those few moments, those moments of love with your partner. And in that unity, that coming together, there is the moment that you create life. Maybe not this time, maybe not the next, or perhaps the next time, but at some time in the future, it will happen. I wonder if you've ever wondered if it would be better to create life as a result of a very special moment of love with your partner than just out of a desire to have a child. Or if a child was the result of such a special, loving moment, then that child would be a very special child. And you can wonder just how such a child would be. Whether it would be more likely to be a boy or a girl. What colour would be the eyes and the hair, and all the other details that we think about when we wonder how our child will be. And just wondering those things is good, because it means you are thinking about something that you want to happen. And thinking what you actually want to happen makes it more likely to happen. When your own mind and body are involved. A long time ago, a man said, the harder you try, the less likely you are to succeed. And he was absolutely right. The harder you try, the less likely you are to succeed. And it's just going to seem so obvious to you now that trying to make something happen is always an indicator that you fear or believe that it cannot happen. Because of this, you're going to find it so easy to simply accept and believe the great truth. You can easily become pregnant, and simply because you can easily become pregnant, there's no need for you to fear otherwise, no reason for you to think otherwise. So you can begin to think about becoming pregnant instead of fearing that you may not, because your body is perfectly prepared and programmed to conceive. Your body is programmed for that very purpose, and now your mind is prepared too, so that during those special moments of love, those loving moments with your partner, you can simply relax and enjoy those moments of love, of making love, so that becoming pregnant or not becoming pregnant will be far from your mind. In those few moments, those moments of love, of making love, that coming together of two loving people, there is the moment that you create life. Maybe not the next time, or not the time after, or the time after that, but at some point in the future, it will happen. Now when you are ready, just bring all your awareness back into your body and all the energy back into your body. Bringing yourself back to the room, fully alert and aware, in your own way, in your own time. That's it. That's right.